Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I have for you a copycat recipe. It is Zuppa Toscana soup from Olive Garden. It is one of our favorites and I'm going to go ahead and start off with 1 pound of mild ground Italian sausage and I'm going to put that in my Instant Pot. Next I'm going to go ahead and dice up a medium onion and also cook that with the sausage. I'm going to put it on the saute feature and cook it until the sausage is completely cooked through, also breaking it up into bite-sized pieces as I do so. I am cooking it in my Instant Pot. It's just a preference. It cooks fairly quickly and there's no hassle with the Instant Pot, so I do prefer that, though you can cook it on the stove or in your crock pot as well. Next, I'm going to take 3 medium-sized russet potatoes. I peel 2 of them and I do leave the skin on the 3rd. Typically, I do leave the skin on all of them. However, sometimes when the potatoes cook down, you have strings of just the potato skin, and sometimes it can be a little bit much. So for this particular time, I did go ahead and take the skin off of 2, and it was delicious and perfectly fine without too many separated skins in the soup. So I do think I will continue to do it this way from now on. Next, I'm going to go ahead and season the sausage with a little bit of salt and pepper, and I do add a little bit of Italian seasoning as well. Next, I'm going to go ahead and drain the sausage and make sure that I get all of the grease out, and then I will put it back into the Instant Pot, and I will then add 4 cups of chicken broth, which is 1 container, and I will also go ahead and add the potatoes into the pot as well. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more pepper and also Italian seasoning and garlic powder. I'm not going to add any salt at this time because I'm going to add Parmesan cheese a little bit later and I don't want it to be too salty. Next, I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on and cook it on manual pressure for 6 minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get my kale ready. Kale can be quite sandy, so it is important to clean it very well. So I do go ahead and rinse it thoroughly, and then I do de-stem it with my 2 fingers, running it down the middle part of the kale, and then rinse it again just to make sure that there is no sand in it, and then I will chop it up into bite-sized pieces before I add it to my soup. And once the Instant Pot is finished cooking, I go ahead and do a manual pressure release, and then I go ahead and add the kale to the soup, give it a good stir. I kind of let it wilt down just a little bit before I add the heavy cream. I do add about a cup of heavy cream to the soup and give it a good stir. Now the kale, you can add as much or as little as you want. It does cook down considerably, so please keep that in mind. I do add quite a bit because our family does enjoy it. Okay, after adding the heavy cream, I do just give it a little stir, and then I do like to add some grated Parmesan cheese here. It gives it a little bit of the salty flavor that we didn't salt the soup with earlier, and it makes it super delicious. I go ahead and add some, stir it, and then I do recommend tasting it to see if you do need any additional spices or seasonings. After tasting it, I did add a little bit more Parmesan cheese, and then you'll see I do add a little bit more pepper, and then I chose to add some red pepper flakes also. Here's what the soup looks like when it's finished. Please let me know if you guys try it in the comments below. I am excited to hear what you think about it. I do believe the original recipe calls for bacon. However, I find that it's got enough flavor that we don't need to add the bacon. Of course, feel free to add it if you'd like. Stay tuned for another copycat recipe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.